What's up, guys? This is Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with the overall market with Tesla, SPY, the QQQ, and many other tickers. Just know that I am not a financial planner. So, as far as the news is going, I just want to mention that there is some news coming out involving President Trump and President Xi Jinping. They are communicating right now and discussing Russia and Ukraine. They're discussing Taiwan, semiconductors, and many things like that from what reports are telling us. So, we'll see what this leads to, if there's any common ground that's found or if any other pieces of news come out, but we'll see what this leads to. On top of this, there's been some concerns about Tesla's sales in China, as we're seeing the sales down 8.7% in the month of October in China. The sales are down to about 26,000 last month. Also, the overall EV market share of Tesla dropped about 3.2% in China. So, not the best of news, but despite that, we're still holding up very nicely as we're bouncing with President Trump speaking with Xi Jinping, and then also because of more and more confidence growing from the Fed to cut in December, given the data we've been seeing. So if Tesla ends up losing 415, there's going to be a risk of us returning to like 405. But as long as we're above 417.5, we're looking for the 420s and eventually 425 as our targets. Looking at the 4 hour, we're basically forming a double bottom off the 380s, and we could be looking for 425 very soon. I think there's a good chance we try to continue to push. On SPY, however, we're basically pushing very, very nicely, but I do want to warn you guys about this resistance right here at 668. If we could break that 668 area, we're looking for 670 plus, but if we can't, watch for rejection. We're at some tough resistance at 668, so we'll see if this breaks. Hopefully, we try to break this and go for the 670s, but this is going to be where the upper trend line happens to be, which is a tough resistance. On the QQQ, we're nearing the tough resistance up here as well. We're bouncing. We're going to see if we break past this or not, so watch this very closely. I think we could get close to like 605, but be careful at that upper resistance. On the IWM, we're nearing 240, which is what my target was. We're very close to that. If this breaks, we're looking for 242, but just know it's going to be some tough resistance, but there is some upside potential. On ES, we're looking for the upper trend line. We have 6,700 as our main support and 6,750 as our resistance. Could be going higher for 6,750 if this continues. On NQ, we could continue for 25,000. I see some upside potential. Bitcoin could also be pushing for 88,000 plus. Tesla, if we hold above 417, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to like 425 or above. On Nvda, we're looking for 187.5. If that breaks, I'm sorry, not 187.5, 182.5 as our resistance. Let me correct myself. And then we have 184 next. I think we could be pushing a little bit higher for Nvidia. It's not a massive move, it's a slight push. Aapl pumped very nicely, but be mindful of the fact that around 276, there's some tough resistance. So we'll see if we break this. We could try to push a little bit more. On PayPal, we have this resistance around 163. If this breaks, we're looking for essentially 165 as our resistance. On AMD, we could be looking for an attempt for 219 for a temporary upside move. As long as we don't lose like 212, I could see us push more. If we break Coinbase's a 20 EMA, that's going to be at 254. We should be expecting more upside. I think we could test again, but I'm not sure if we break that. We're going to have to try to break 254. If we do, then I will be expecting more upside, but we need confirmation first. We're still waiting for that. Amazon needs to hold above 224.6. If we do, we're looking for an attempt for 228. There is upside potential on this chart, but I want to see if we could close above 224.6 to continue. Meta's looking more bullish. Nice bounce for 614. If that breaks, we're looking for an attempt to push towards 617. On Google, we're looking decent as long as we don't end up losing essentially 310. We're going to be fine, but we are starting to show some signs of rejection. Watch for a test of 310 possibly, and we'll see if we bounce off that. And finally, for Microsoft, we're bouncing. We have a double bottom forming. We could be looking for an attempt for 480, then 485. There is upside potential. The VIX is rejecting, so there is downside risk for it, but we're also nearing a support right here near the 21 area. So as we dip to 21, we're going to see if we bounce off this or not. So yes, the market is bullish. We're trying to push more, but I do want to warn you guys to be careful because SPY and the QQQ are testing some tough resistance. and we're going to see if the market rejects or not. Tesla's currently testing 420. That 420 to 425 zone is a tough resistance, so we're going to see if we reject or not off this area. So although Tesla's pumping nicely, I do want to warn you to still be very careful at this resistance. I want to see Tesla close above 425 to continue this push. If we fail to do that, or if we reject near 425 to 420, I could change my mind and we could turn back down. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, it looks more bullish, and we're favoring like 425 on Tesla if we hold above 420. There is more upside potential looking at the setup, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you all so much for listening, and peace out.